Sahana vavatu, Sahanau bhunaktu, Sahaviryam karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu, Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant, and may we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace, peace unto us all. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. We welcome everyone to the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. Now we are doing the study circle on Gita Vahini. This is the commentary from Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba on the Bhagavad Gita, the dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. And we are now on the hard copy, page 120. And if you have a soft copy which was sent to you, it is page 59. So, as we were talking about, Swami took the theme, the Gita, and was going by chapter by chapter. So this particular time, he is talking about the chapter 7, Vijnana Yoga. So this is very important, the knowledge of which will take us to the goal of self-realization. So in each one, every word of God is a mantra, like Swami's also, and every conversation is like Gita. But here, there are certain crucial shlokas in this. Anytime, whenever we have, for the sake of continuity, we need to recapitulate what we did so that we understand in the context. First, in that shloka 3, in the chapter, it says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid jayatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. Says millions of people are there. Now, not millions, but we have 8 billion people on this planet Earth. So of this, very few people are interested in knowing the truth. So he says most of the people are involved in sense pleasures, eating, drinking, and being merry. Very few people. But of them, kaschin mam veti tattvataha, only few people reach the goal. It is like Olympics. So many people start the marathon, but end up only couple of them. Another thing, beautiful example is Shirdi Baba said, in Shirdi Satcharita, if you read, so many people used to go to see Baba, and same thing with Swami. Somebody asked one of the devotees, Baba, everybody who came to see you, they will all be realized, they will be liberated. Then Baba gave a beautiful example of mango tree. Those days, mangoes, you can give comparison. Did you see the mango tree? There are so many flowers on the mango tree, right? How many of those flowers will become, then they will become a small little fruits, small. Of them, say 1,000 fruits are there, about 30-40% fall off. Of them then become some grow and they become unripe. Of them finally few ripe, same thing. So that is what, but we need to see that how difficult it is, so how intense our sadhana is. Another beautiful one saint said, so like for example, you want to go to a top school like in India, IIT or Institute of Management here, Harvard and Johns Hopkins. There are thousands of applicants. Only they take few, right? Of them, after joining the law school, I know they finally people who graduate are handful. Similarly, we are all enrolled in the University of Life. God gave everyone, same thing, He doesn't differentiate whether you are rich or poor, scholar or ordinary, whatever it is, He will give the same thing. But what is our goal? You need to get the degree. What is the degree? Self-realization. Or the Upanishad says, Shrunvanti Visve Amrutasya Putraha. We are children of immortality. That is the degree, not BA, MA, PhD, MD, they're all okay. But Swami says the real degree we should get is Amrutasya putra, because that is what we are. So all our goal should be towards that. So that is the goal. Then, but he says only few will get that degree, because who is the chancellor for this university? God is the chancellor. Swami is the chancellor. And what is the lessons? What is the curriculum? Everybody get a curriculum every day. So when you have problem, challenges, or devotional practices, people come in your life, the events that happen, there is all lessons, the curriculum. And for each one, that is unique. In the college, if you go, everybody will have same syllabus, right? In the class, medical school, law school, engineering. But here, you will have different syllabus, I will have different curriculum, you will have different, because depending upon our vasanas, each one will have, but ultimately for the ultimate good. But you need to learn from those lessons. Then Baba says, the Lord Krishna says, Shloka 7, so then why you are not able to, once we know what is right, why you are not able to attain that? We know what is the purpose, what is the goal, but why? That is why he said, Shloka 14, very important, lot of teachers say, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratteya Mameva ye prapadyante Maya me tam tarantite. Because of my Maya, you are not able to see me. I'm there with you all the time, here with us, there with us, but we are not able to experience. Why? Because of my Maya, he said, because of Lord's Maya, Yoga Maya, Vishnu Maya, you are not able to get that. Why? Because we are enveloped in the ignorance. Then how to get out of it? The only thing is, Mameva ye prapadyante. You see that every word is very important. Prapadyante means surrender. Mameva, that means only to me, not to somebody else, and then government, this, family, work, and other things. Only to God you should surrender. That is why in Jesus' Bible it is said, God is the most possessive and jealous God. He wants everything for himself. So he wants you to put all your...
God wants he can come and take it.
Yeah, but that is why you need to... that is why next he says that. Why then you should have... He says you surrender to me. Then he beautifully says, you cannot come to me if you do these four things. So there is this, he says, you have asuri bhava. That means you are demonic qualities. We are not demons. We are all good people. We are all human beings. Who is a demon? So here Lord Krishna says in chapter 16, Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yogam. So the good qualities here, he says, you have so the purity, you should have charity, and you have kindness, you have equal-mindedness. But when it comes to demonic qualities, he gives only 6. Dambho, Darpo, Abhimanascha, Krodha, Parushamevacha, Ajnanancha. That means people who have hypocrisy. It's a demonic quality. You think something, you say something, and do something else. A lot of people do that. So he says, I want to come. Yeah, I'll come. But the inside already decided he won't come. So you just keep quiet or don't say. But that is hypocrisy. What you think, you say. Manasekam, vachasekam, karmanyekam, mahatmana. Thought, word, and deed. That's very important. Manasanyat, vachasanyat, karmanyatat, duratmanaha. Definition of bad man is thinks one thing, says something, does something else. So the first quality is dambho. Second is darpa. Oh, I'm great. I'm a scholar. I'm a very rich man. I'm very beautiful. I'm youthful. I'm powerful. I'm famous. Any of this. That is also demonic quality. You can see how many of us can different. Dambho abhimanascha. Abhimanascha means doing attachment to all these bad quality. Dambho dharpo abhimanascha, and also showing off, ostentatiousness. Krodham, this is very dangerous quality. Swami says even spiritual people, even sages, saints like Durvasa, such a great sage, but he was subjected to anger, Vishwamitra. So anger is the greatest enemy. There is the 3 gateways to hell, and one of them is Krodha. So anger. If you have anger too much, you are a demon. Parushamevacha. That means you're crude, you are rough in what you talk or what you do. So you need to be gentle. So that is why when they describe God, like Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Swami, qualities. What is the quality? Rama, He is Satyabhashi, always tells truth, nothing else. He is Mitabhashi, even if it is truth, he doesn't talk too much. Some people, my God, when this person will stop talking and we want to leave them. So too much talking. So his Satyabhashi is Mitabhashi. He talks less. And third is Hitabhashi. Whatever he says, it is helpful to others. And he is Madhurabhashi. Whatever he says, he takes very sweetly. Even he says, Swami says, speak obligingly. So he may not oblige. And he is also Mrudubhashi. He talks softly. Some people, they talk so loud. I need to talk to him, Krishna. But the next room, they will listen on the street sometimes. That is not good. Only that person should hear. Why should you waste your energy, talk so loud? So, Mrudubhashi, this is very important. So, if you have Krodham, that means that is demonic quality. Parushyam means rudeness in your behavior and your speech. Parushyam means roughness. So you always be gentle. Swami said, tread softly. Even walking, Swami, one time one person, he was telling, don't walk, the Mother Earth, you are hurting. Dum, dum. And some people, when they walk, they make that. Gentle, you should not, something, when you are talking, you should not feel it here. So everything, whether it is talking or whether walking, but everything gentle manners. That is what the example of the avatars is. Great saints, they are so gentle in their thing. And finally, ajnanam, the ignorance, aviveka. That means they don't know what is real, what is unreal. What is you need to do, stay your mark, pray your mark. They do wrong choices in life. So what take them away from reality, away from God. So all these are demonic qualities. Because of that, you are not able to see the truth. So each one of us, we need to analyze how much we can cut down these demonic qualities. There's hypocrisy, ostentatiousness, pride, anger, and rudeness, and aviveka, ignorance. If you get rid of, then you will be able to see. But he says, don't get discouraged. There are people who, because of that, they are not able to experience me. Swami says, why they don't experience? Because of this. But there are good people. He says in Shloka, that is where we started, 15. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritino arjuna artho jijnasur artharti jnanecha bharatarshava. There are 4 kinds of people. They love me, they worship me, they adore me. What is? People, arthas, people who are in distress, they call me. We gave the example of Gajendra, Draupadi. And artharti, there are people who want some special desires, blessings in life, like Dhruva, we gave the example. They are also devotees. And then jijnasu, people who want to know the truth, like Uddhava, like people. And then finally jnanis, people are always in tune with God, like Prahlada, Narada. They know Shuka. They don't know anything except God. That's all. They're immersed in the Sri Ramakrishna, the recent times. They were always intoxicated with God consciousnesses. Those are the 4 things. But Lord Krishna says they're all good. They're all udarame vaita. All of them are good. I like them. But he says, but Jnani I like the most, because he loves me. What all he thinks about me, only me, and I also think only about him. And he says, this last week we read that. It is powerful, where Swami also said, Jnani Atmaiva me matam. I and Jnani are one. There is no difference. Jnani Atmaiva me matam. My opinion is, I am that Jnani. If you are reach that, you are Jnani. So, but what kind of quality the Jnani got? Nitya Yukta Eka Bhakti. He says, always he thinks about whether eating, drinking, sleeping, talking, walking, working. Every time in the background he has got that God in his mind. Nitya Yukta, always you should have that. Swami says, Man me Ram, Hat me Kam. So just think about God inside and do work. But Eka Bhakti, not Aneka Bhakti. People have divided devotion. For some people, like you focus on family, some friends, some social activities, some for money, some for power, some for all these various mind is distracted. Whereas he has Eka Bhakti. Out of all the things, yesterday also we have heard a discourse. How to please God. Always, what all they think is, if I do this, Swami is pleased. Anything, it doesn't need to be a big chanting or chanting a Vedic hymn. It is good, but whatever we do, even simple acts, whether you do to please God. So then he says, so that is why Udara Sarva Evete Jnanit Atma Eva Me Matam. That is where we ended, and that is where he gave the example of train. So we say the example of flight. So how Jnani is non-stop flight. From here, you want to go to Bangalore or you go to Chennai. I like that. Non-stop. You get in the plane, you don't need to worry about connecting flights or anything. Just you get down to the destination. That is Jnani. Just reach the goal for sure because you got in. Then that is the ultimate. Then the other one is Jijnasu. Jijnasu is, it is a straight flight. It stops in between. You don't get down. You are on the same flight that people get in and out. Sometimes in India it's very common. When we went from Shirdi to Tirupati, it stops in a place called Vijayawada, but you don't get out. You're just in the plane. People come and go, but you reach the destination. So there is no question of missing. They are jijnasu, better. So but it takes time because you have the delay in between stop. Jijnasu. But the next artha and arthartha is like a passenger train. Or you are going in the flight, 2 or 3 stops. It happened most of us experience. You just miss nowadays flights are delayed, miss the connecting flight, the whole thing gets messed up. That gets delayed, the more the stopovers, the more the chance of missing. So that is the artha and that is why they also will reach the goal, but they will be delayed. They go through a lot of pain and suffering, become a disconnected flight. So that is why try to have a non-stop flight. Be a jnani. Then you reach for sure. The others are okay. He didn't say udara vaima. They also are okay. But that's not the ideal. He says, I like you to be like this best student. So this is where we ended. Now we'll continue there from page 59 or page 120, whatever you have, where it starts therefore in always. Unless somebody else has a comment about last week's discussion we had. If not, you proceed.
Sairam, also Swami is stressed, Gnani is free from Maya and he's unaffected by 3 gunas, because gunas are also a component of Maya, part of Maya.
Very important point, yeah. So Jnani, the advantage of Jnani reaching goal is, most of us are affected by Maya. That is why we are distracted. But Jnani is beyond Maya. He's not affected by Maya. And he reaches the goal because he is not affected by gunas. Because these 3 gunas are the one which bind us. Yeah.
Sairam. Therefore, yearn always for the vast, the immeasurable. Don't limit your desires to the little. They're misers who crave for little things. Those who yearn for the Lord are generous, large-hearted, said Krishna. The bhakti or devotion of Gnani is what is termed Sahaja Bhakti, direct bhakti. The bhakti of the others can be called Gauna Bhakti or derived bhakti or indirect bhakti. The Gnani cognizes the Lord as his own Atma. His bhakti is anurakti, attachment towards or affection for God. Pujeshwaranu Anurago Bhakti, it is said, affection towards the venerable to Bhakti, said Krishna. The Gnani becomes so as the result of merit accumulated through many lives. It is not a stage attainable on the spur of the moment, nor it is available ready-made in shops for a price. It is not a marketable commodity. It is the culmination of the spiritual endeavor practiced in many lives. It is desired that many good doctors must be produced for ministering to the people, but years of study and experience alone can supply them. If those unequipped are appointed as doctors in the hospitals, and if they start prescribing and operating, they're bound to kill where they should cure. So too, if a person has become a gnani today, you can imagine the years and years of sadhana, spiritual discipline, that won for him that height. The inheritance of spiritual impulses from previous births also helps his endeavor. All kinds of people now name themselves as gnanis. They don't know perhaps that a gnani is marked by certain characteristics. The mark that proves him genuine is, of course, his declaration based on his own experience that Vasudeva Sarvamidam. Vasudeva, God is all this. The study, assimilation of that experience is the true sign of the gnani. By Vasudeva is meant here not the son of Vasudeva, but he who has made all beings his home, his nivasa, residence. It is only a person who perceives the Lord in all beings that deserves to call a gnani. Instead, if others name themselves as gnanis, they are so only in name. They have no genuine experience of gnana. What exactly is that gnana? It is the possession of that knowledge which enables you to have knowledge of all, and so enables you to dispense with the knowledge of all else. I know it's still continuation of gnani.
Yeah, but he was talks later, but we should end because there's a lot of important concepts Swami taught, and we should dwell on that. That is the greatest mantra. Swami talks in the next page.
Yeah.
But we can stop here and discuss.
I think the one of the thing that if you're going to desire, and Swami clearly says, don't desire for little things. I want a car or I want a house. Instead, desire for him. That's the, he calls it very generous. That's a big hearted. I guess the desire big. And the other thing is Gnani's bhakti is direct relationship between God and bhakta. Whereas others is kind of indirect. I think we just talked about we have bhakti towards, for so many other things, and then we incorporate God into it. And also the one thing that actually feels so profound is this is not something that would happen on a spur, or you can't go buy in the market. It's not a commodity, but it's just culmination of so many lives. For me, when I think of this, to remind myself and to us how profoundly thankful I am to come this far, especially to have this gnana in royal court of Swami, sitting and listening his teachings. I thought that's really profound. And Swami describes a simple analogy as a doctor. If you don't really go through your full education and training, it's actually going to hurt. And especially to come to this height, there are two components Swami talks about for a gnani. Even though you've done all these for so many lives, which helps to have that spiritual impulses, but in this life, to have that discipline of sadhana, I think those two are to achieve the goal. And also, what are the characteristics of? I think this the most important characteristic of the gnani is everything is God. That Vasudeva Sarvamidam. I think even for every being, everything is divine.
Good summary. Anybody else has any comments? Okay, go ahead, Arvind.
Sairam, am I?
Yeah, well, now we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm hearing. Oh,
Go ahead.
Sairam, uncle, am I? Let me just. I'm sorry, I'm hearing one echo. That's why. Anyway, I'll repeat. I'll make the question instead of the comment because it's disturbing me when I'm speaking. So my question was: are Aarti and Arcadia devotees at the same level, or is there a gradation here also? And second thing is something very relevant and practical. If the Jnani is equal to God, why so much premium and special attention given when the Lord comes as avatar? And what is the special blessing or privilege that we have as members of such an international organization compared to say somebody who is working for a Ramakrishna mission or Ramana Ashram? Definitely there is something special. So when it's equal, why is so much premium on the avatar and what's our privilege?
Okay, so this is important. So this in the whole history of mankind, most of the organizations were started after that particular incarnation or great saint left. Like Lord Buddha, only after a few hundred years after he left the body, the Buddhist mission and everything started. Buddha himself didn't do that. And even the Christian things, he started many centuries after Lord Jesus left the body. And Ramakrishna mission also only after Sri Ramakrishna left the body under the leadership of Swami Vivekananda and Brahmananda. Only, to my knowledge, the only time an organization started during the lifetime of an avatar, by an avatar, is only Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. He started it. So for why he, not for himself, he said he doesn't need the organization, for our benefit. So he created a platform at which we can all, people like-minded, we get together. And he provided beautiful structure of this bhakti, because there are three main yogas in spirituality to reach the goal. One is bhakti yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga. And also there is other yogas, Raja yoga, and there are other small yogas, Hatha yoga, Kriya yoga. The main three yogas are karma, bhakti. So we have a platform where karma yoga, we have opportunity to go and do selfless service. Our people all over the world, that whether we are providing food, whether we are providing water, whether we are providing shelter, whether we are providing health care, education, you are having opportunity. Here, even such size center, everywhere around the world, they get involved in these service activities, whether daily or weekly basis. So then opportunity. Why do you do service? Chittasya shuddhaye karmanaha, to develop the purity of the mind. That is why we do the service. Not there are many people who do the Red Cross, Lion Club, Rotary Club. There are many people who do. That is also good. But here the purpose is to get rid of our negative quality. That is important. It's like a spiritual practice. There also we are helping people, but this for our own transformation. And second thing is bhakti. He has introduced in this, where we chant the scriptures, Vedas, and then we do the bhajans, singing the glories of God. That is one of the greatest ways to be in communication with God, connected with God, is singing His glories. We all get that, bhajanananda they call. You get into the bliss, so you feel happy. And that is, he introduced that meditation practices he introduced. Repetition of his beautiful divine name, his 108 names. These are all various devotional practices, prayers, samasta loka sukhino bhvantu, prayers, meditation, japa, singing his glories, all these things we do through the devotional wing. Then we have the spiritual, the education wing or jnana path, where we right now what we are doing, study his teachings intensely. This is the path to find out who you are. Sometimes this devotional part, the problem is people get emotional. As I say, more than devotional, they get jump around and get hysterical. But real devotion is be connected to God. But jnana is to, that is why he says of all the things, jnani atmaiva me matam. There is no difference between that. Your question, yes, there is no difference between jnani and God. That is because why it is not difference? Because he realized he is God. So there is no difference. Because like the ocean, there are many waves, small waves, big waves. The big waves, once the waves becomes part of the ocean is like an avatar or God because he's infinite. Then you are part of that. There is no difference. So that is why God says, that is why he loved the Gopikas, because they saw nothing. Vasudeva Sarvamitam they practiced. They saw nothing. So coming back to that, Jnani is the highest. For that, you need to study his teachings intensely, because Swami's teachings, we are very lucky because we have this particular one in the beginning of the time is what I will tell, the Chandogya Upanishad, famous saying, the first paragraph is, you cannot read so many Upanishads, 108 Upanishads, 4 Vedas, Brahma Sutras, all these, but Swami's thing is summary of all the scriptures of all times, even whether it is the Bible, Quran, or Janda Vishta, or Guru Granth Sahib, anything, it is summary of all those things is Swami's teaching. So at one time, people who have interest, you can go back and study deep those scriptures. But for general people, Swami's teachings are the thing. So coming back to another artha, there is no, Swami clearly said, last week we discussed that. It is a gradual process. You cannot become a jnani, right? You go through that first, you have your distress relieved. That is the first. Then only you talk about promotion. Once your problems are gone, then arthat, you want to, I want a good job, good family. Then you go to that. Once you are that is satisfied, then you say, what is the purpose of life? Then you become a jijnasu. Then finally, even there, you progress. So it is a process. Swami says, actually last week we talked about it. It is a continuous, he says, the goal is reached thus stage by stage. You cannot attain the goal in one leap. So you reach that stage by stage. So coming back to that, jnani is the nearest. He actually even said that not only he and they are same, is the nearest and dearest to me. So we all want to be nearest and dearest to God, and jnani is the way. That is why jnanitva atmaiva me matam. That is why he says. And also says, na jnanena sadrusham. There is nothing equal to jnana. So that is the highest. But you cannot, as you said, attain overnight. And coming back to this particular discussion we had, do not limit your desires to the little. This is a famous quotation from Chandogya Upanishad, chapter 7, where na sukha malpamastu yovai bhumeva sukham. Bhuma means in Sanskrit, infinite. You will have joy only in the infinity, not in the limited things, not in the finite. That is why we are that finite, infinite. So always everybody wants. So knowledge you want to read more, know more about it. So the greatest examples, even Nobel laureates, I know one of my friends, he was working for a guy in Caltech. He had already had one Nobel Prize, he wants another one. Even if you have two, you want to have more. And even a tennis champion, you have Grand Slam one, you want to have more. Even a celebrity in sing, you want to have more. So, and you are a billionaire, you want to be a trillionaire. So there is anything in the world, you want more. What next? What next? If you have, when you are few thousand, you want a millionaire. Millionaire wants to become a billionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. So, no. And same thing with the worldly achievements, even intellectual achievements, whether you are a, as I said, Nobel Prize winner, or whether you are a great scholar. Some people publish. One of my friends is so crazy. Oh, no, I published another It's okay, it doesn't matter. In the published years, 30 publication. No, I want to make it 50. I want to make it 100 publication. So that is in academics, they have this craze about publication. And in politics, so everything is what next, what next? Nobody has contentment. So you won't be. That is why? Because we are infinite. Till you get the infinite, you won't be happy. What is infinite? Infinite? Only God is infinite. That means till you get God, you will be unhappy. So that is why try to aim at the high. In the Gita itself, in chapter 6, everybody read next time I ask 22 sloka. Yam labdhva cha param labham nanyate. That means having attained which, you don't care for anything, you don't want anything. You have attained that you are so blissful in that infinity, you don't want anything. Even like Ramana Maharshi, people say, oh, he was sitting only in Arunachalam. He didn't go to Himalayas, tapas, he didn't go here, there to preach. So he says, everything is here, so why do I need? So you are Atma, even of Atma Doshrishta. They are rebel in their own self. They are blissful. Yoga, this is beautiful, another shloka, Radhasankara. Yogaratova, Bhogaratova, Sangaratova, Sangavihina. Yasya Brahmani Ramate Chittam, Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyeva. He is so much bliss. Whether in yoga, bhoga, he doesn't care. Knows he is that infinite supreme. So that is why he says, Bhumaiva Sukham na Sukhamalpamastu. The highest happiness is infinity. And that infinity is only God. That is why Swami says, aim high, don't ask. With that time, those days, he says, don't ask tinsel and trash. We all want rings, bracelets, or chains. So he says, they come, but you ask me. If you have me, you have everything else. Like he gave the example, you have so many zeros, you have put one, which is God, then you will have millions, billions, trillions. If you don't have God, anything, your wealth, family, friends, power, name, fame, nothing matters. That's nothing important at all. So aim high, aim only to have God. And also there is another story we told about the king and the exhibition where the girl waited till the end and wanted only king, because if you have the king, you have the kingdom, king and the exhibition too. So like that, similarly, if you have God and all the things which he gives us. So that is why Bhumaiva Sukham na Sukhamalpamastu. Aim high. There is one concept here he discussed. Second thing is, this is most important. That's why we should be grateful to God, as you said, to belong to this organization which is founded, nurtured, guided by Swami, continues to be, because still he is omnipresent with us. So to be part of that, it is the grace of God. He says, nobody can come to me. Many times clearly said, it's my experience. Sometimes I wanted to go to Puttaparthi. I couldn't camp, something, a work situation. But sometimes even if I didn't want, he called me and I could go. So it shows it is key is in his hands. He is in control. If you want, you can go. So the very fact, even center, you want to come, you want to participate, or you go to a particular celebration, Mahashivratri, or whatever it is, for something or other, you may not be able to go, even if you have all the plan. So we need to be grateful each time we have an opportunity to be connected to God. It is by His grace. Our sadhana is important, but equally important or more important is grace of God. That is where he says, you didn't have this only in this time. This is another important shloka. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sammahatma sudurlabha. Says, Bahunam janmanamante, but after many, many lifetimes. I don't know whether we were there first as a mosquito, then as a housefly, then as a pig or a cat or a dog and something else. After many, many lifetimes, it is not fun, because you read Shirdi Sacharita, Baba says this person was one Kaparde's wife. I don't know how many know. Anybody know the Kaparde's story? Swami says she was a cow in her previous life, then became born in a gardener's family. Then she was born into a Kshatriya family, married a Vaishya. Now she is a Brahmin, so it means whole thing. And same thing, when Baba was walking one time, he sees two goats, Huh?
Yeah,
Veerbhadrapa, Channabasapa, that is good. Yes. Cobra and frog. So these friends who were hated each other. One was born as a cobra or a snake, another as a frog. So not only you may not be born as a human being next life, you may revert back to the primitive things. You could be a snake or a frog or a goat. So there are many things that if you read, and so many, even Swami said that his friends became like Suresh and Ramesh, right? Yeah, they become dogs. And in Krishna, Bhagavatam, if you read, the Gandharvas, there's, what is this name, this very handsome Manikubara and those things, not only they could not become animals, they become trees. And Krishna, when he was there, he liberated them. Then he appeared, right? Manikubara and these people. So you not only you may not become a human being next life, if you're not proper behave, you may become an animal, cobra, but you may become even a tree. So, or you even become a stone, like Ahalya became a stone. So be careful what, because of bahunam janmanamante, because of many lifetime, jnanavan mam prapadyate, because of many lifetime, the good karma, you surrender to me. So to have that feeling of surrender is the blessing of God and after many lifetimes. But what does this jnani do? Too important. This is the greatest mantra Baba said. Vasudeva sarvamiti sammahatma sudurlabha. Three important points. Every word. Vasudeva sarvamiti. That means everything is nothing but God. That is there in all Upanishad. Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavashyamidam sarvam. Sarvam kalvidam brahma. So everything is pervaded by God. That says, Swami said next time week we'll read that. It is the greatest mantra is Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Everything is God. But to have that some Mahatma, he is a great soul. To realize this is not easy. But he is Sudurlabha, you cannot get him. Durlabha means hard. Sudurlabha means very, very hard. You don't find those kind of Mahatmas who see everything as nothing but divine, permeated. So that is the important message. What? You have a question?
Yes, uncle. Did Swami give vision to anyone to experience their previous life and connect, current life with previous life?
Yes, he did. So some people, but Swami usually doesn't want people to know their previous life, but for those people, some people, Swami gave definitely that they were with him. Some people, he said, you were in my Shirdi avatar as a cook, you worked for me, or you have this connection, you were a gate. There was one Dish who was a gatekeeper, so you were with me in that previous life. So Swami has said, not only as connected Shirdi avatar, even other avatars, how you served me. So Swami, that is what even next sloka you will talk about. Vedaham samatitani vartamani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani. So he says, I know about you, the present life, past life, and future, but you cannot understand me. So coming back to yes, he has clearly shown. Sometimes he even gives the vision what they were in their previous life, because for him everything is open. But Swami doesn't want. Sometimes people ask, what was a Swami? He doesn't want you to know, because it would be very painful. Swami gave the example of Janaka. He wanted to know what he was. So he says, your wife was your mother in your previous life. So how feeling of that is not good, right? Always you feel so, mother is mother. So that's why the connections with each life, they change. So this place, forgetting is good, because even some negative memories and all that, sometimes it could be you might be a king in your previous life, then you felt, my God, I wish I have the king. Or you may be so bad in your previous life. Either way, better not to know past. That is why Swami says we should not think about the past, present, and future. Only think about the present, omnipresent, because that is what helps us reach the goal, not the past. But Swami can reveal anything to anybody, but he says it is not good to know the past. For some people, he reveals.
Sairam.
Oh, Sairam, who is Aravind Istare? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, uncle. I am again.
Yes, now we can hear
Avoid
you.
ego and just share what I wanted. Regarding birth, personally, I have heard many people for whom Swami has revealed whatever their spirit work. Swami has revealed that some people were with him in the Shirdi work and all that. But I really was very impacted by what you said about, if we remember our previous birth, it affects us so much. Recently, I was watching few documentaries where they have found people having, say, like criminal tendency or tendency to steal or tendency to hurt others or tendency to behave bad in relationships because of childhood traumas. They've gone through something in childhood which affects them so negatively. So I was just wondering, this birth itself, a childhood trauma is affecting so much of adult life. Even till people die, they are not able to overcome it. If at all we remember previous births, I think life is going to become so messy, we won't be able to delete it all. So it's a blessing that we are not able to remember. This is a comment I would do.
Your very good comment. That's why some things forget. That's why Swami says, forgive and forget. Because a lot of people are miserable. Oh, that person told me, when I went to India, I saw somebody, 10 years ago, they said this to me. By God's grace, anything negative, I just like slate it, I wipe it off. I don't even register except God's words, saying. Other time, just something hurtful they would have said some 10 years ago, 20 years ago, they go on. That means you are reliving that thing. So you are hurting yourself. So best sometimes is amnesia. Forgetting this is a blessing from God. Otherwise, you remember all that, you are hurting yourself because all those negativity is not good.
Yeah, on the same note, Uncle, that's for the normal people, right? But
Yeah.
whoever is on the spiritual path, right? When they encounter difficulties, if they know something, if they have vision of, identifying, okay, maybe I have done something, this kind of things in the past, that will give them the confidence that, oh, okay, I have done this bad thing in my previous life. Now I'm purifying myself. I'm setting the stage for my next life, to make it better. So it all depends on, how we.
For a spiritual person, it is very easy. We all have this law. Whatever we experience is our life, that is because of God's will. And why God's will? Because of our karma. Whether we have pain, I have sickness, even the other day or something, and it goes away. So we are paying for our karma, good pleasant time. Bad karma, you go through pain, suffering, and sickness. That is the law of karma. We are all going through. So if you are a spiritual person, you don't blame anybody. You know that is because of your karma, and is being burnt up. The Holy Mother Sharda Devi used to say, whenever you get some sickness, think that much karma is that time is burned. Say you have this much karma, I say, think each time like bad cold, something goes away, you have got back pain or you have got thing. Each time the sickness takes away karma. And second thing which takes away karma is you are a good person to do, but there are people talk bad about you. You didn't do anything bad, but just falsely they blame you, falsely they criticize you. Even that also takes your karma away because they take your bad karma and you get their good karma to you. So this are, and third one is by doing good deeds. These are the various ways you can get it. So the spiritual person knows that he is going through that because of his karma and he is burning away the karma. But one thing is, in spiritual practices, nothing goes waste. That is what we talked about. Lord Krishna said, like for example, this lifetime we did this, you may not reach the goal, self-realization. They're called yoga bhrashtas. You go all the way, but you didn't realize this life. But you won't waste it. You will start from there next life. Like here, this year, this lifetime, you may have $100,000 in your bank. You suddenly die, you won't. Next life you are born, you have no account. You cannot carry forward, right? Whatever you do, you cannot carry forward your name or power or intelligence. But spiritual thing, God has assured, Lord Krishna, you will never go waste. Name bhakta pranashyati. He gave the assurance. You will start from where you did. So every little thing, whether you did bhajan, whether you do service, whether you do study circle, you will start from there. That is why we'll discuss next time. It is time up. So clearly says, if you do this, you will start here. You will do this highest things. You will be born in a yogi's family with wealthy family, or you are otherwise will be born in this like different things depending upon how much sadhana you did. From there, if you die before you reach the goal, you will start from there and continue the process. It will never go waste. That is one thing good. Other things, material possessions, everything, they end with, once you leave the body, your family, friends, properties, balances, all go with that same minute, right? Does anybody carry with them? Anybody you know? Except Vishwamitra wanted people to get, yeah, go ahead.
So, Sairam, I just wanted to share because you just said about the reliving. Sometimes, if something happened 10 years ago, we keep reliving. That's what we're going to carry after I drop this body with my mind complex. That's what I'm going to carry for next life also. I have to be careful that not relive, that becomes samskaras and to carry it over.
But it is, yeah, here I want to qualify. You should relive good experiences. So for example, I was with Swami, he took my letter, he blessed me, he gave me vibhuti, I was there in the interview room, he told me this, he patted me, he blessed me, he hugged me. Those are all you need to relive those experiences. It makes you happy. Anything, there also you need to have viveka, anything which is a divine experience, you relive them. They live in those thoughts because that gives you happiness. Anything negative which is not a good experience, erase it. Forget about it. Like that is the whole thing. Okay, we'll continue. I think we went beyond.
One final point is just emphasizing what you said. When we had been to Hershey with Swami, when we came back, since we had a very good visit with him, we went to him to his residence and the card, and we expressed gratitude and said, Swami, what can we do to express gratitude to you? Because this trip was so wonderful. Swami said, in the future, keep reliving whatever happened in this trip again and again and again and live in that memory. That is your way of expressing gratitude. Yes,
Good.
Sairam.
Yeah, let us live in the divine experience. Sairam.